Theories on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube that will make us question everything. Add the Discord, the link is in the description down below. Thank you, Munchie, for the video.
Need to be prepared for this new system that could be coming in. This guy explained this a long time ago, yet nobody listened.
Now, what have we learned so far tonight? We have learned that we are living at the end of a generation, and we have learned that there is a world government system coming in, and the name of the world government system is Global 2000. You say, where did that phrase come from? I'll tell you. It was announced initially by a man called President Jimmy Carter. It was disregarded by a man called Ronald Reagan, and it is being picked up again by a man called George Bush. And George Bush, some of you may know, if you've read my books, will know, belonged to a highly secret group in the Yale University called the Skull and Bones Club. And then when the Skull and Bones Club is finished, they come out of there, they join a group called the Order, and the Order is a group that is dedicated to world dominion and the linking together of the Soviet Union and the United States of America, and that is what is taking place right now. So there you have it, Global 2000. They want a world government system controlled by the two countries of the United States of America and the Soviet Union in conjunction with the European community, which is forming up by the year 1992.
Thank you, Icy, for the video.
Have y'all seen everybody freaking out about the 1 cent Wendy's hamburgers that they're
I forgot about
getting ready
this.
to sell? Everyone's talking about how it's
Did y'all
some
go get
kind of
that?
test or experiment on people. I don't know. You all know that I'm open to wild ideas, but I figured I'd get a little ahead of this one. People don't tend to believe things unless it's been on The Simpsons. Well, here's this.
I'm here at Krusty Burger for the launch of the highly anticipated Burger Squared. Krusty,
They don't
can you
miss.
tell us about
They
this
don't miss.
fantastic new sandwich.
I'm glad you asked, Kent. We start with grade A beef, feed that to other cows, then kill them and serve the unholy results on a 7-grain bun. Burger Squared!
The math checks out.
Cows eating cows? That's an abomination.
No, Lisa, you're a vegetarian, but these cows have made a different choice.
And now this lucky reporter will be the first human to sample this delicious crime against nature. Juicy, flavorful, with just a hint of...
Yeah, I knew it.
Hey, that's my check cashing arm, you stupid!
A little tip, you might want to wash me before you eat me.
Between this and the FCC and FEMA notification that's going to be taking place on October 4th with all cell phones and electronic devices, there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
It was a lot.
And I'm sure everyone knows by now that the CDC actually did release zombie preparedness instructions.
Did. 2021.
Ironically, September is the CDC's Emergency Preparedness Month. I don't know what all this means, y'all.
Which one of y'all got that 1 cent burger? Whenever the world either brings a price that low or cuts it to the point where it's basically free, practically free, when does the world care about us?
Watch this video with me. You guys know about that whole Maui situation? Definitely check this out.
It's
Watch
still
the whole
stuff
thing.
coming out about this.
It's wild.
Tesla uncovered this profound secret. Perhaps the answer can be found by examining Tesla's most controversial invention. New York City, July 1934. Nikola Tesla makes headlines on the front page of the New York Times for his alleged death beam. According to the article, the weapon could generate enough energy to bring down a fleet of 10,000 enemy airplanes as far as 250 miles away.
Tesla apparently discovered that he could direct a stream of plasma plus solid particles for long distances through the air and kind of directed lightning bolt. He called this a death ray.
That's what I was going to say.
Oh, but let me guess, there's no way this could be related.
Well, I'd hate to have to give you guys such bad news with such a beautiful scene behind me. And why am I always the one that gets this information? I think it's because the people know that I'm probably the only one with the balls to tell it. So here we go. Another world warning. So I'm not going to even name the airport because I don't want people getting in trouble. But I had multiple people that work at multiple international airports were called into meetings and they were told, prepare because mass and mandates are coming back. You heard it here first. Chris Sky, once again, told this time from airport employees that they were brought into meetings today, and were told that prepare because masks and mandates are coming back. Funny how they can all be told all these things in advance. Hospitals, schools, movie studios, and now the airport. Everyone could just get told in advance exactly what is coming. And last year it just didn't come. But this year, because now there's no more fatigue, they think they're going to scare you back into submission.
The world has not been the same when that situation happened. The whole mass standing 6 feet apart, like it was bad. Yeah, somebody was just like, the world is never going to be the same after this. And it's so true, because even like to this day, it's not as bad, but I still see people that wear the mask.
Oprah thinks she has figured out why Americans are so unhappy.
Why do you think we're in a happiness slump in America?
Well, I want to hear this.
I will tell you, one of the most profound reasons, I think, is because
we're broke. We are broke. The system is broken. We can't afford the food that we want. Numbers in my bank account. A full tank of gas, 4 good tires, no oil change. Nobody has all 3. We are poor. We need vacations. You bought 2,000 acres of land in Hawaii on discount. When the Maui fires were going on, you didn't open up your private roads. Could have saved a lot of lives. Obvious land grabs. Give the land back to the people. Had the nerve to ask us for money. We all can't afford health care or housing. Literally anything. We can't afford it. Apparently, you're floor plan illiterate. Can't read the room. Words like inflation, recession, depression, debt, student loans, government lies, corporate greed, billionaire, trillionaire, teaching our children politics, Democrat, Republican, either party. Please stop playing in our faces. Anything out of your mouth besides "we are poor" is the wrong answer. We are broke.
Well, he nipped that one in the bud. Thank you, DeAndre, for the video.
We are the first species on the face of this earth to be aware of evolution, to be aware that we are affecting our own evolution by everything that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the babies we eat, the food we eat, the babies we eat, the food we eat, thing that we do. The babies we eat, the food we eat, the wars we fight. We are the first. We are the first.
The babies, is this word right here. This is what this is about. This is what she's talking about. If y'all don't know what that is, y'all have to look that up. I did a reaction to it before.
To convene my entire cabinet as part of a whole of government response. And that response is to increase the number and intensity of the extreme weather events and be wary we're going to use all the resources available to the government to do it. And that response is to increase the number and intensity of the extreme weather events and be wary we're going to use all the resources available to the government to do it. Nobody can deny the impact of climate crisis. At least nobody intelligent can deny the impact of the climate crisis anymore. Just look around the nation and the world for that matter. Historic floods, intense droughts, extreme heats, deadly wildfires that have caused serious damage like we've never seen before.
So yeah, any questions, folks? The government's plan is to increase the number of extreme weather events.
I like how he living.
You know, I mean, admittedly, Biden's an idiot who can't string a sentence together, but sometimes a Freudian slip is a Freudian slip. And they kind of tell you exactly what they're doing with that, folks. That is the plan, of course, to increase the weather events because they are controlling all the weather events, making people believe that climate change is real, man-made climate change. It's just ridiculous.
They gotta tell you what they do before they do it. Listen to what they say, because what they say they're going to do.
Was Zendaya trying to tell us something in this interview she done?
And what would you tell other performers navigating fame at a similar age?
Read the contracts. No matter how boring they are, read the contracts.
The people of Shuswap, British Columbia, Canada are no strangers to fighting wildfires on their own, but this time they've been met with RCMP blockading the roads.
So I'm going to be arrested if I go across that bridge. Why are we wasting these resources right now on this?
That's just the way it is. Like, you don't understand. Like, yeah, save your house, but when that bush is behind and I can run out there with a shovel and buckets of water and put out 30 spot fires in a day, when
And
I
save
leave my
that old
property,
lady's house
I can save 10 people's houses.
Not only have they restricted their travel, but in some areas they've shut off the water.
Somebody on Facebook or Instagram could tell me how the fucking why there's no water in the water hydrant.
That's crazy.
It's because of power. It's possible, but I'm very, very suspicious.
And we're led to believe that authorities have our best interest at heart.
How the did Coca-Cola ever gain any ground over root beer when root beer is so much more delicious?
It had cocaine in it.
Ooh, that's right.
All those years, people were drinking that. When did they take cocaine out?
Yeah, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
They didn't. They don't have the active ingredient in cocaine, but they're flavored with coca leaves. They use coca leaves. And you know, Coca-Cola, and what people don't know, like, well, cocaine's illegal. No, it's not. Cocaine is illegal for you, but it's not illegal for the medical industry. So they bring in coca leaves, and they use the flavor from that coca leaves to this day to flavor Coca-Cola.
That's deep. He said, no, cocaine is legal for you, but not the medical industry. Y'all like Coca-Cola over root beer? Or do y'all like root beer over I don't like either. I don't like soda, period. That's cap. I used to like Sprite, Mountain Dew, ginger ale, like the light sodas. But the dark ones, like your Dr. Pepper, your Pepsi, your Coca-Cola. Thank you, Detroit, for the video.
How did Bill Gates come to exert such power?
That's what I'll be trying to figure out.
Bill Gates did not invent anything. The basic program was made by some mathematics professors in a college. The office operating system was by a software engineer, and he bought it for $50,000. He's built the empire by creating patents on software. And the first WTO meeting in Singapore gave him tax concessions, which is why all the IT industry moved to India. The fact that Silicon Valley became India's Silicon Valley is because they could save $40 billion annually. It was an outsourcing of software, all for Bill Gates. He, with this accumulation of money and making any communication system illegal, like the communication system through real currency and forcing digital payments, he's the one who gains because all the software for all the digital economy, he collects rents and royalties on that. And then he started to put some of his money into philanthropy. And everyone thinks, wow, he's such a generous man. He gives so much. But I've done an analysis in the book. Every place he gives to is his former future markets.
Thank you, Bree, for the next couple of videos.
But let me ask you, though, is there a way for us to not end up in hell, do you think, for the bad things we've done?
If we go to church and we tell the priest, oh, can you forgive me for these things? And then you do a prayer or whatever, like, you think that's true?
I don't think that's going to save us. Just like in a court of law, if you confess to the judge you've done a whole lot of crimes, is the judge just going to let you go free?
That fool's not going to care. He's going to say, well, too bad you deserve it.
Exactly. Same with God. So going to a confession or confessing our sins even to God isn't going to get rid of what we've done wrong. We still deserve hell.
That's why I don't confess.
But there's one way.
What?
We need someone who could take our hell punishment on our behalf.
And what's that?
That was Jesus. And that's why he died on the cross. Because if he takes 100% of your punishment, how much punishment is left for you?
50.
Well, if you took 100 though, how much is left?
0.
Yeah, so then if you don't have to go to hell anymore, then where do you get to go to?
Heaven. Hey, are you a teacher or something?
What happened in the last year that made this so urgent for you?
So for a long time, I was working on making computer models that got more and more intelligent in an attempt to understand what went on in the brain. And very recently, I realized that the computer models we're now making may actually be a better form of intelligence than what's going on biologically. So the idea that they might overtake us quite soon suddenly became much more plausible. For a long time, I'd said that would be 30 to 50 years, but now I think it may only be a few years.
What are you scared of happening if they do get smarter than us in a few years?
So the reason I'm talking out now is because we need to think really hard now about how we're going to control something that's more intelligent than us. Nobody's put enough thought into that. We don't know if there's a simple way to do it. It's not like climate change where you can say, if you stopped burning carbon, you'd solve the problem. There isn't a simple solution like that here. But not enough people are thinking about it, and not enough resources are going into thinking about it. And that's why I'm speaking out.
Hold on. Is he the one? He not the one making what he's talking about, right? He's genuinely concerned with how technology and like AI and robots are moving, because it would be funny if he's the one making this stuff and then he's questioning us. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is that for him to say what he's saying, how about we stop, just stop with the AI, stop with the programming, stop with technology if it's going to get that advanced to the point where it's going to be so powerful to where we can't control it. I don't know who y'all doing this for. I hope y'all got y'all reward. Y'all don't need to go any further. But if he's saying, because it's giving what's been in the movies. We've seen this in the movies before where they'll have a robot or something that's AI. It'll start off all nice and cute. It's cooking for you. It cleans for you. It's like a little baby brother to a family member, whatever the case is. And then all of a sudden something just switches. Something and it's cold red. Now they're going crazy and off the walls. Movies tell everything, whether you believe it or not. Movies are like a foreshadowing to what's to come.
There are quite a few different risks. There's the risk of producing a lot of fake news so nobody knows what's true anymore. There's the risk of encouraging polarization by getting people to click on things that make them indignant. There's the risk of putting people out of work. That it should be that when we make things more productive, when we greatly increase productivity, it helps everybody. But there's the worry that it might just help the rich. And then there's the risk that I want to talk about. Many other people are talking about those other risks, including risks of bias and discrimination and so on. I want to talk about a different risk, which is the risk of superintelligent AI taking over control from people.
He keeps talking about... Y'all watch the movies where them robots be turning. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all can name some in the comments down below.
5 things you may never hear about in church, but it's in the Bible. Number 1. Jesus' real name is Yeshua. In fact, there is no J
Yahusha
in Aramaic or Hebrew, which is the language he spoke. There also isn't a J in Greek, Latin, or Ancient Roman, which is the languages that played part in the translation lost into English. Even Julius Caesar's real name is Julius. Number 2. When we were created to live forever, before the punishment of death was placed upon us humans, it states in Genesis chapter 1, verse 29, that the only food we were supposed to eat was every seed-bearing plant and every seed-bearing fruit. Number 3. Exodus chapter 20, verse 8 states as the 4th commandment, remember the day Shabbat to set apart for God. You have 6 days to labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is Shabbat for your God. On it, you are not to do any kind of work, not you, your son, your daughter, not your male or female slave, not your livestock, and not the foreigner staying with you inside the gates to your property. For in 6 days, God made heavens and the earth, the sea, and everything in them, but on the 7th day, he rested. This is why God blessed the day, Shabbat, and separated it for himself. Number 4. Noah's story, we are told in the Bible, especially as children, is not okay.
Animals and birds came 2 by 2, finding a place in Noah's floating zoo. Up came the animals marching 2 by 2, down came the rain and flooded the world right through.
Genesis chapter 7, verse 2 clearly states, of every clean animal you are to take 7 couples, and of the animals that are not clean, 1 couple. Also of the birds in the air, take 7 couples. Number 5. I want you to look at the universe for 1 second. Just look at it. My goodness. Just wow. Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Yochanan chapter 1, who's called John in English, states, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Fast forward to verse 14 and it states, the Word became a human being and lived with us, and we saw his divine presence. Now, when you look up the definition of an alien, it literally means someone who is foreign to a country or nation.
Right.
Well, God existed before stars, planets, nations, etc. He's not from the earth because he created it. Further evidence is in Yochanan 17:5, where Yeshua states, now, Father, glorify me alongside yourself. Give me the same glory I had with you before the world existed.
He was going somewhere with that. I got it.
It's time we stop thinking that aliens have to be gray or green, scary creatures, and accept that we literally were told that our Creator is not human in the first verse of the entire Bible. In fact, Yeshua himself said that he was the Son of Man. Us humans are not man. We are a separate species. And one more bonus for you, just to keep the mind stimulated. The Holy Spirit, who is also called the Counselor. Yochanan 14:16 states, I will ask the Father, and he will give you another comforting counselor like me, the Spirit of truth, to be with you forever. The world cannot receive him because it neither sees nor knows him. 15:26 says, when the counselor comes, who I will send you from the Father, the Spirit of truth, who keeps going out from the Father, he will testify on my behalf. Chapter 16 in brief repeatedly calls the Holy Spirit he. And it says what he will do. And Yochanan 21:25 closes out with, but there are also many other things Yeshua did. And if they were all to be recorded, I don't think the whole world could contain the books that would have to be written. That exclamation alone, in my opinion, it tells me that we don't even know 10% of how many amazing things that God and Yeshua have done.
How did this guy discover this? He found the documentation about the supposed plans to implement a cashless society in the future. Let me know your thoughts on this.
There is a plan, and I have their actual document here, to bring about a new world economic order. And they say in this booklet, as published by the World Constitution and Parliament Association in Denver, as we mentioned, that's a sub-organization of the United Nations. And this reveals their plan to do away with cash, cashless system of debits and credits, electronic funds transfer. They're going to call this new buck, if you will. It's going to be an electronic buck, but they're going to call it the Earth dollar. It's not going to be any paper money. It's not going to be coin money. It's going to be electronic money, a debit and a credit, but they're still going to call it an Earth dollar, so that it's something that everyone on the Earth will have. Instead of having a franc in France, it'll be an Earth dollar there as well.
When I tell you that's all about control and tracking, that is all that's about. Because it sounds nice when you hear it from that level. It's like, oh, okay, we won't have money and everything will just be like electronic or online or invisible, whatever the case is. But when you look into why they're doing that, it's never a good thing. So it's literally about control and tracking. And if they want to shut you down from having access to your stuff, they can do it just like this.
Look at your M closely. There's a gap right here in the letter M. It's never connected. So you go into Hebrew.
We've seen this before, y'all.
The letter Vav is also the number 6.
Hebrew
Short
alphabet.
top, long tail. Short top, long tail. You could have here in Hebrew 666 on the can. But my interest is the word monster. What do you see in the O? There's a cross. Okay. What has Christ got to do with an energy drink, let alone the name monster? Here is the message. Antichrist. 666 in Hebrew. And then the Bible talks about the beast in Revelation. And look at Monster's ad. This is their statement. You see these M's everywhere. Hats, t-shirts, bumper stickers. Is there another agenda here? If God can use people and product, so can Satan. And look at it this way. Even if the M was not the issue, you cannot deny that that is a cross. And what is witchcraft? When the cross goes upside down. Bottoms up.
Character. Thank you, Sincere, for the video.
So, do you consider yourself a witch?
Oh, I am a witch, but I don't do dances for everybody. Though.
Should I be scared?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't know because you know they tell me Beyonce's a witch and that we should be scared. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She's an Ifa. So when she wears her yellow, that's Oshun.
Oh.
You know, riches and beauty and love and all of that, which I can see why she's connected to Oshun. But yeah, so it's another kind of tradition.
Okay.
Like a lot of people would think it's voodoo, but it's really Ifa. So it's like a lifestyle as opposed to a religion.
Because I always wonder why she always got on them flowers and she got on that elaborate. Like, can nobody buy your clothes? Your clothes look different.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
She probably gives her, so she has her own altar. She gives her food. She has parties for her.
That's wild.
Just like Summer Walker.
Just like Summer Walker. So Beyonce is a witch, and she says she's a witch. You know, Ifa is voodoo. So when you see Beyonce dressed up on all this way, she's trying to represent Oshun, which is a water deity, a water goddess, about fertility, fashion, beauty, all this demonic stuff. But it's so demonic. I'm telling you, Beyonce's a witch. Be very, very careful. She has her altars. They worship demons and all these things. Be very, very careful. There's only two spirits in this world, the spirit of God and the spirit of Satan. You can only rise up by two spirits, the spirit of God or the spirit of Satan. Stay away from second.
Somebody sent me these pamphlets of what they giving kids in school. We need to look at this real quick and talk about this. What to do if a stranger comes up to you on the street? First of all, I don't even like the way that look. When you open it up, it says here, do not be afraid. If a stranger walks up to you, no need to be scared. Usually they don't mean any harm. What? Do not scream or cry. This can hurt the person's feelings.
What?
Do not call them this can be just as offensive as the N-word. Is they better now?
Ain't no way.
Try to get to know him better. He just wants to make new friends just like you.
This gotta be fake.
Why would a grown man be needing to make friends with kids, children? This sounds like a setup to get our kids taken, abducted, kidnapped, snatched, stolen, and put into. Keep an eye on your kids. Man, if you could take them out of school and homeschool them, I suggest y'all do that. Because this right here, this don't look like the schools is looking out for them.
That's wild.
It's looking like the schools is lining them up. If you know, you know, man.
Well,
stay woke.
Somebody said they done lost their minds. I can't believe I'm at a loss for words. I can't even speak right now. This is why we need to teach our children at home. Someone said that. There's a quote that says, like, teach your children before the world teaches them, because somebody gonna teach them. The world will teach our children if we do not. And children are capable of learning all the world will teach them at a very young age. You can't blame the school system. If you trusting in the school system, pull them out if you don't want them a part of that. Because like he said, the school system's setting them up. Not protecting them, but setting them up. That's crazy. That's new for me. I was gonna do more, but don't worry, I'm filming more. I'm just done with this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. Y'all, theories on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube that will make us question everything. Thank you guys for sending in videos. I know some of them were like a little bit old. Still talking about the Maui stuff. Maui stuff is still coming out. And then I know what was talked about was the October 4th situation with the whole phones going off. It was some good information in here. You can always get information. Information does not expire. That's what I want people to know and understand. A lot of people are like, you react to old videos. When does information die? Knowledge does not die. Knowledge does not expire. Knowledge does not retire. Knowledge is forever. It's a Gilgal, okay? That's what I'm trying to say, a long story short. But I hope you guys loved and enjoyed today's video. Truly appreciate those that have sent in videos. Again, if you want your video featured on here, all you have to do is add the Discord. The link is in the description down below. Add that. We have a whole thread. It's under YouTube, but where you're going to put in your video is under my thread or hashtag conspiracy theories. And then that's where I'll see it. That's where I'll react to it and have it up on here along with your shout out. And speaking of up on here and having your shout out, buy the merch. Link is in the description down below. Y'all make sure to go check it out. We have nothing but heat. Y'all gonna be rocking some positive, hard, cute merch on your body. I don't want to brag, but merch sales is going crazy because our messages and the meaning behind it is powerful and is deep. I do want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to my Lua Yahuwah and my Adonai Yahusha Hamashiach for blessing me with everything as a whole. I'm just a vessel that they work in and through, so I gotta give credit and honor where it is due. Y'all know me. Y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you on the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my